Thank you for the opportunity to formally begin proceedings here for the 2013 Trees for Bees Conference at Eastwood Hills. Thank you to Rodney and his helpers. I think this the mix we've got today with trees and bees is hand in glove. It's a critical mix. Can I also acknowledge my previous Federated Farmers Board colleague, John Hartnell. John, welcome to, as we've seen this morning, sunny East Coast, North Island. I'm sure it's better than Canterbury was yesterday when you left. John is our Federated Farmers Bee Industry Chair, and of course, as Rodney mentioned, he's importantly the force behind the Trees for Bees initiative. So look forward to catching up later on the day, John. What a privilege also for me to be back at Eastwood Hills. As a young child, I don't know if, is Dana still here? She's just gone. She doesn't. She won't know this story. As a young child, I have memories of scurrying through the vast grounds of this wonderful park, collecting seeds and acorns and the like at the instruction of my father, who was inspired by Eastwood Hills to create Trelano, a somewhat similar but much smaller 13-hectare country park near Napier, where I now reside. Many of our Indigenous trees were sourced from here. I hope, and that's why I was checking if Dana was here, I hope legally, but they've grown well, so it's going to be enjoyable for me to catch up, if I can, with the park over the next couple of days. We will spend this morning talking about bees and their importance, and this afternoon, trees on farms. The two, as I say, go hand in hand. Without good pollen sources, our farming systems will crumble. I'm told pollination is worth some $5 billion to our economy. To illustrate this importance, this hand-in-glove relationship, let me use a personal example. We, as Rodney mentioned, have many trees on Trelano. We also have Arataki hives. I admit to being a rather traditional farmer. I still believe in a thing called the nitrogen cycle. Legumes being looked after to fix nitrogen to grow the grasses. So bees in that process, absolutely critical to pollinate the clovers. And for many years I have been working to improve their environment, spurred on by John's encouragement and his insistence to do all things good for bees. Not only have we in the recent years fenced off some 300 hectares of Kānuka and Mānuka clad steep gorges and seen a dramatic increase in the biodiversity by doing that, we have also changed from planting poplars to willows. The latter for a number of reasons, but two prime reasons. One is cattle and the second is bees. My stock on Trelano are trained to eat poplars and willows in unfortunately, our regular droughts. Unfortunately, my cattle still struggle to tell the difference between the tree that's standing up and a tree that's lying on its ground. And they're too often ring-barking my soft-barked poplars. They are, however, challenged by the much tougher bark of Salix maxidana, a rough-barked willow. As a farmer, I've also noticed the earlier and heavier flowering with my willows compared with poplars, and the subsequent much busier bee activity in that crucial early spring part of the year. So I see this as a win-win, good for our bees, and with my bees and with my trees not being ring-barked, of course, good for the longer life of my cattle. And of course, more trees, more bees are absolutely critical for building sustainable and resilient farming systems, something that we at Federated Farmers spend a lot of time focusing on. So, Rodney, I look very much forward to hearing great discussion today about bees and trees, followed, of course, by two visits tomorrow to a couple of well-acclaimed properties. Hopefully, many of you may have already had the opportunity to see some of Eastwood Hills. If not, I hope you'll be joining me to try and sneak as much as a look as we can at the fabulous autumn colours that Eastwood Hills puts on display this time of year. So all the best for the next couple of days, and it gives me great pleasure to formally open the Trees for Bees conference in Eastwood Hills. Thank you very much.